refresh. God damn it. God fucking damn it. Hey, why though? I don't know, bro. I don't know. My Wi-Fi's not acting up. It's definitely not my Wi-Fi. It's something to do with my computer, bro. I don't know. Welcome back to the Dap Up Tournament of Power. Okay, we are going. I think we need to go purge Twitch HQ. Yeah, hold on. Let me run ads. I'm gonna run the ads real quick, guys, just so we could get them out of the way. Let me fucking do this all over again. God damn it. Okay, we're gonna run ads. You're an ad. I'm an ad. You're an ad. No ads, please. You have a subscription. Don't you worry. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be chilling. You're gonna be chilling like a fucking villain. Okay? Deep. Okay. Pix is punishing with the ads. Little does she know, most of us are subbed. I'm very grateful. Make the subs watch ads. Huh, just start putting on ads to fill the time. That would be fucking hilarious. Yeah, no. I don't know why as soon as that happens, I don't know why as soon as I started saying, "Oh, the elites," all of a sudden, the stream goes down. Kind of sus, Twitch. Kind of sussy. Why you do that to me? Because on YouTube, nothing shut down. What the fuck? What? Why? Why am I in here? God damn it, get me out of the jaw. Get me out of the fucking jaw. Thank you. Kind of sussy though, Twitch. Kind of sussy that you would do this to me. Big Twitch is watching. And now for something completely different. Yeah. Segue to our sponsor. Bitch, I wish we could have a sponsor. We are not big enough for that yet. Apparently for sponsors, typically you gotta get like 50,000 views each video when you're on YouTube. Do you know how many views? I can't even imagine 50,000 views. I think the biggest video I've had on YouTube is like 18,000. And that wasn't like it happened in its own time. Like it didn't just do that like right away. It had to build to that. I don't know about that. That's what I've heard. Like, I don't know. I could be wrong. But I don't know. Maybe the real sussy baka were the disconnects of streams we made along the way. Yeah. LMAO picks with a sponsor would be scary. And now, Shroomies, our amazing, beautiful sub from Adam and Eve. Yeah, they would probably sponsor me, probably. You can definitely still get sponsors. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, to be honest. I don't really know what would qualify someone for that. That's just what I've heard along the grapevine. One VTuber I watch is at 1,000 and has a couple of sponsors right now. I don't know then. I guess I'd have to look into it more, to be fair. I'm not like... I'm very shy as a VTuber. I don't really reach out to people that much. So, yeah, I wouldn't even know where to start with stuff like that. But, anyways, let's get back into the video. Let's get back into it. Okay.
A millionaire willing to break any laws he wanted. And I promise you this, the deeper down this rabbit hole we go, the crazier things will get, as every layer we peel back reveals an even darker mystery. It's time to step into the insane world of John McAfee. John McAfee was born in 1945 and grew up in an unstable home where his alcoholic father would physically abuse him and his mother. And when John was just 15 years old, his father took his own life. John was left traumatized and went off to college to study mathematics, hoping for a fresh start. But this is where his own heavy drinking and drug use...
See, this is part 1. You know, if you're trying to escape the trauma of your life and you turn to math, that should be red flag number 1. I don't know. Maybe that's bad on me. Maybe I shouldn't be dissing out on people that enjoy math. But to me personally, I think that doing stuff like that, like going through issues like that, and then being like, yeah, you know what? I know how to fix my issues. Math. I feel like that's not a good way to do it. Hi, Cookie. The red flag number 1 is probably a couple of steps before meth. What? Generational trauma do be real dope. That's true. Drugs are for lames. Yeah. Agreed. Okay, let's keep it going.
Mathematics, hoping for a fresh start. But this is where his own heavy drinking and drug use began. As a broke college student, John needed a way to make money to fund his expensive addictions. And so, John started his first small business selling magazines, which helped him develop his skills as a salesman. However, John soon realized he could make a lot more money if he was willing to break the law. And so, he decided to start selling a different product, cocaine.
I used to sell drugs because if you take enough drugs, the only way you can support your habit is to sell to others. So, and for many years I did.
Despite the drink and drugs, John learned the basics of early computer programming, which helped him land a job after college as a programmer at NASA's Institute for Space Studies, where he worked on the Apollo program. He then moved to Silicon Valley, where his computer skills were in extremely high demand, which allowed him to get several prestigious programming jobs at places like Lockheed and Xerox. However, John often found corporate life very dull, and so he continued using all kinds of drugs, and even took LSD in the mornings on his way to work. At one job, his daily routine consisted of drinking a bottle of scotch and doing coke at his desk, although he was eventually caught and fired. There was also another job where he took the psychedelic drug DMT in to work with him. He tried just a small amount at first, but he didn't feel anything, so he decided to take the entire bag. As a result, he was tripping so badly that he no longer knew what the function of his job was, and he fled the office and hid behind a trash can. Needless to say, he got fired from that job too. Luckily though, all of that soon wouldn't matter, as John had a new business idea of his own.
You know, I think it's strange, like, I understand when you go through trauma, you obviously have your vices that you turn to. Everybody is different. Some people eat a lot, some people turn to drugs and alcohol and self-medicating. Other people do other forms of self-harm. And it's really bad, but what trips me out is that he was still so proficient at being able to do stuff with the computer that he was able to land some pretty damn good jobs. Like, he had to be very talented in order to get into those types of business. I can't spoke. He had to be pretty proficient to be able to be on drugs and then still be able to work. Clearly, obviously, it messed with his performance abilities, which led him to getting fired. But damn, that's so much of Silicon Valley. Really I don't know personally, because like I don't do drugs. I just want to say that now. I have done weed before when I was younger, and trying to think of like how to function like that, I don't think I could. So I find it crazy that people are able to do stuff like that. And like, this isn't even with just weed, this is like with hardcore drugs, which is crazy. Some people can do that. Stoners are a thing. Yeah, trust me, I've met my fair share of stoners, around, but I don't know, it's insane to think that they, like, this is hardcore drugs, like, this isn't just like the run-of-the-mill type of drug, like Like, this isn't a low dosage thing. Also, hi, Emlock. Welcome. Welcome, cutie. Ain't that the guy that loves getting shit on? What? I do not believe in selling drugs to make a living. That is bad. Don't do it. Yeah. Dude really should have gotten himself therapy. Jesus Christ, this dude was going down hard on the drugs. Yeah. So he went through the catalog of drugs while programming. Yeah. Therapy isn't going to help that kind of crazy. Jim Rat confirmed, not trying to be rude or anything, but I truly will never understand someone who's like, I'm sad, I'm gonna take heroin. I think it's easier for us to understand because, you know, I've had friends who've dabbled in things that were bad, like really bad, and it was so easy for them to fall in that pipeline because they're like, I want to escape reality. Meanwhile, I escape reality through like books and stuff like that. They could not. So they would say stuff like, oh, I just need to get my head out of this or something, you know, and then just one person, all it takes is one person to be like, hey, I'll give you this. Like, you're my friend, I'll give you this drug, you know? And that leads to a pipeline that gets people hooked and addicted. And I don't condone it. I don't condone it at all. I would never say to turn to drugs to be your vice when going through issues like that. But I do understand it, and I have seen friends and other people just like go through it, and it's really sad. It sucks. Let's see. I saw a documentary about him. He loves getting pooped on. He literally pats prostitutes. Oh, he literally pays prostitutes to poop in his mouth. Ugh! Bro, that's so fucking gross. What the fuck? I escape reality through serving the Imperium of Man for the Emperor. Yes, for the Emperor! I used to know someone who was hella hooked on meth. Only knew him for the first week and then we lost touch. But when I asked why, he said, I don't know. I was bored. Some people just get addicted. I can't escape reality. I don't like the feeling of not being in control of myself. I don't even drink much because of that. Yeah, I don't like feeling like I'm not in control of myself. Don't get me wrong. I like to escape reality through like media and entertainment, but not through vices like self-medicating. That's what happened to my stepbrother. His mom got him on the needles and it was sad. I'm so sorry to hear that. But, okay. Let us continue. Let us continue.
In 1986, the first computer virus to affect IBM personal computers was discovered. It was called Brain, and after looking into the virus, John quickly came up with a code that could stop it from infecting the target computer.
I was reading and thinking, what the heck is this? And then it came to me, oh, I know what they did. I got some code that really replicates itself. And as soon as I got that, I got, you know what, that's easy to fix. I wrote a little program, and that was the beginning of McAfee.
It only took John a day and a half to come up with the antivirus software, but that one day's work would soon change his life forever. At the time, very few people had even heard of a computer virus. You really had to be a computer programmer to even care about it. But John McAfee saw the potential for this to be a high-demand, regular consumer product. If people learned what computer viruses were, they would become afraid of those threats. And once they were afraid, they would surely want to protect themselves by buying the cure. So in 1987, John founded a business called McAfee Associates and began selling his product called VirusScan. He would start customers on a free trial of the product and then charge companies to use the full version. However, John needed to bring more attention to computer viruses in order to sell more of his product. So he arranged to be interviewed on news stations to talk about it. And this is where John's salesman skills really paid off. John used fear tactics to make people believe if they didn't download his antivirus software, it could mean losing all of the information on their computers.
I see infections of small companies where every computer has become infected, and the company is near collapse from financial loss.
This was enough to convince businesses that they needed to prepare for these potential threats. By 1992, more than half of Fortune 100 companies had McAfee antivirus software on their computers, and John was making millions of dollars in licensing. And later that year, John would get an even bigger opportunity to profit from fear. One of the first big viruses to get a lot of mainstream media attention was dubbed Michelangelo. This was a virus that was said to be lying dormant in computers, and that it would wake up on March 6th, Michelangelo's birthday, and overwrite all your data. This was the perfect virus to create a panic, because until March 6th, you would have no idea if you were infected. So John went on the news claiming that as many as 5 million computers could already be affected by the virus, but they just didn't know it.
Oh my god, Emlock! Thank you so much for the bits, cutie! I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wait, what are you guys talking about? Alright guys, let's tone it down. What up, Diggity Dayzana? Hi! Welcome! What's up? Hi, Blackthorn, how are ya? Hold up. Again, the fuck is wrong with Twitch? I don't know. Are we back? We good? Hello? Okay, or not, back. Okay, it didn't fully stop. It didn't fully stop the stream this time. Thank God. Guys, please do not be graphic about sexual interactions with each other. Even if it's roleplay or anything like that, I'd really appreciate it. Please, I would let's just not get graphic about it. We can allude to things. I mean, this is an 18+ chat, but I would appreciate it. I don't want to get too graphic and descriptive with our personal, intimate relations. I'd appreciate it. Thank you, guys. We should be good now. Yay! Twitch just having hiccups, I guess. Yeah, it's just having little hiccups every now and then. Slapping along. Glad I got to see you live. Love your chaos style, Ladykid. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Blackthorn. I appreciate it. It's been a while since I've streamed on YouTube, but I figured I'll start streaming to YouTube every Monday, probably. Twitch be Twitch. Yeah, Twitch do be twitching. Alrighty. Weird thing to show up and hear, but I'm here for it, I guess. Hi, Centimere Defeater! Welcome! How are you doing? Welcome in. Cookie, I was just saying if you guys could just calm your guys' sexual interactions and intimate scenes with each other. Let's keep that out of chat. Thank you. I'd appreciate it. Alrighty, everybody. Let's keep it going.
Many as 5 million computers could already be affected by the virus, but they just didn't know it yet.
This is the #1 virus. It is the #1 computer threat. It's real, and it's going to happen on the 6th of March.
And thus, people began to panic buy his antivirus software to protect themselves. However, once March 6th rolled around, it turns out that only 10,000 to 20,000 computers were actually affected.
Oh.
Sales of McAfee software had skyrocketed though.
So
Many
he
people
lied.
accused John of exaggerating the virus's impact in order to sell more copies of his antivirus program. But either way, by 1993, he owned 67% of the antivirus market. The company was bringing in millions of dollars in annual revenue, and yet John only had 20 employees. And instead of looking for qualified professionals, John would simply hire people he liked. He would keep them in the office for days at a time, with them sleeping at their desks. A former employee of the company said the work environment was borderline cult-like, because the employees were willing to do almost anything John
What the fuck is that?
They had a group called Little Foxes, where they would give points for having sex, in different spots of the office.
It's fair to say
What?
it wasn't your typical company.
Wait,
And yet,
wait a
because their
fucking
antivirus
minute.
software was
Hold
in
on, did
such-
I hear that right? Hold on.
Because the employees were willing to do almost anything John asked.
They had a group called Little Foxes where they would give points for having sex in different spots of the office.
It's fair to say it wasn't.
Having sex in different spots of the office, bro? This is so gross! This is so fucking nasty! Like, why? Why? Like, bro! What the fuck? Why are you having a point system for that? Oh... You know, like, they're... I don't know. They're like... There are so many jobs where people are just hooking up with each other. It's bad. It's bad. Business. Wait. Why can't I see that? Hold on. What? Let me see. I don't know. I guess it's not right there. Okay. Red flag. Imagine getting a half a point because you finished too early. Bro, that's so gross. FBI, open up, right? Yes, the internet was a fun place back then. Nobody knew what was going on. You can make up so much wild stuff like Y2K bug. Where's the application? I mean, ew, gross. God damn it, Slow. Okay, I wish I took my hearing aids out for that. Yeah, it's fucking nasty. But real talk though, what was man's score and what scored the highest? Stop it! Guys, don't be nasty! Too much power. This reminds me of that one dude, something Banks, the crypto bro. I don't know anything about crypto. I'm kinky, but that's too kinky. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's limits, bro. There's limits. Like, I don't know. Stuff like this reminds me of, like, when whatchamacallit, I was working at a tomato factory, and there were people that would just be doing things randomly, like, underneath the tomato belts and shit. Like, it's so gross. I don't know if that's illegal. It probably is illegal. It probably is. You should check out Caligula or Nero. Who is that? That's not a kink. That's straight degeneracy. Were they goon too hard in the office? Yeah, basically. Ugh, so gross. So nasty.
Having sex in different spots of the office.
It's fair to say it wasn't your typical company. And yet, because their antivirus software was in such high demand, they were making a lot of money. And when
Oh, wait. Hold on. Tomatoes can be in a factory. No wonder I hate those scarlet balls of hatred and plant flesh. No. So the tomato factory was there because we made Little Caesars pizza sauce. And ketchup and diced tomatoes and stuff like that. I think there's multiple areas that do that, so I think I should be good. I hope that's not doxing myself. But yeah, no. So like, if you guys have ever eaten Little Caesars, you probably taste something that I had my hands in. But where they were doing it at was never in an area where there was like, where it was going into product, right? So like, where they would be doing stuff is like literally the trash area, which sounds fucking terrible. Sounds like hard work. It was. I burnt my finger. I got my finger burnt. And then another lady had to quit because she got attacked by a rat that was in the tomatoes. Oh, we're talking about Wolf of Wall Street. I can't believe half of the stuff that actually happened. Pizza. Oh, like Marzetti. Yes. That you had your hands in. That makes it sound. Stop! Okay, look, limits are set for reasons. Exactly. Okay. Okay, I think we caught up. Still Nemo, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Shroomy Army. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Burnt your finger, rip the nub. No, yeah, like I still have a scar from it actually. Cause the tomato sauce is just boiling hot, bro. I couldn't look at tomato sauce the same for a while. I couldn't look at ketchup. I couldn't look at anything. I was so grossed out. But to be fair, I had one of the easier jobs. I was a lab girl. I was a lab technician. So, thank you so much for the 100 bits, Mark. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it, kitty. Did Ratatouille square up with a bitch where you worked? What the fuck? Yeah, it did. Deadass, it squared up so quickly. It's not even funny. Like, straight up just, like, started fucking attacking her. Poor girl. She was just trying to do her job. But I worked night shifts at the time. That really sucks. Yeah, no, it was a hard job. Honestly, as much as I hated it, I actually might go back out there to work probably this year. Dino, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Thank you. I might have to go back out there and work after this summer, so this fall season. So, yay! But I gotta make the money. And yeah. Oh my god! Techie! Thank you so much for the 500 bits! Thank you! Thank you so much! I appreciate it! Thank you! Thank you guys so much! Back to the tomatoes with you! Exactly. Thank you guys so much. I just got out of working at a Jimmy John's toxic ass workplace. Yeah, I hate working at toxic jobs. I think the biggest issue about working at this job is that the girls in the lab are very, like, competitive, and they don't like me because I was younger than a lot of them. I'm sure there's probably gonna be younger girls now, but I was, like, the youngest when I first joined. So, it was a couple years ago when I worked there. But I might go back out to it again this time around. I really hope you get to do this full time soon. Thank you, Emluck. I appreciate it. I'm just happy and having fun doing it. If it turns into a full time thing, I would love it. If it doesn't, I'm still gonna do it. I get it. Money is money. I've done questionable things, not sexual, for decent money, and hey, it would do it again if need be. Yeah. Emma, thank you so much for the bits, cutie. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it, sweetie. Return of the Pixie. Yeah. I'm gonna be like, guess who's back? Back again. Day-Day's back. Tell your friend. But thankfully, it's only a seasonal job that I would work, so it wouldn't be too long. It would just be a couple months, maybe 3 months max. But it's okay, because if I have bad days, I'll just hop on stream and I'll be like, guys, it was bad. It was so bad. So we'll see. Okay, let's get back into this. Thank you guys so much for your guys' generosity. I appreciate you.
Because they're antivirus.
Oh, wait.
Would give points for having sex in different spots of the office.
It's fair to say it wasn't your typical company. And yet, because their antivirus software was in such high demand, they were making a lot of money. And when John took the company public on the stock market, it brought his net worth up to $80 million.
80
but
million?
Now that the company was publicly traded, investors began to have a say in how things were run. They wanted to make the company into a much larger and more professional corporation. Of course, John did not want that. So, less than 2 years after the IPO, John sold his shares of the company for $100 million and separated himself completely from the business he had started. And this is where things started to get crazy.
That's where things start getting crazy? Not all the drugs and everything before? Oh, I can't believe this is the tip of the iceberg, bro. He is a good business guy, though. Like, he knows how to market himself.
Now that John had left his antivirus company, he was a multi-millionaire and had enough money to never work another day in his life. But having all of this wealth made John paranoid. He began to carry a gun with him everywhere, and he was still taking lots of drugs, which only enhanced his constant paranoia. All of this led John towards more spiritual pursuits. In the year 2000, he bought nearly 300 acres of land in Colorado and opened a yoga and meditation center, and then invited yoga students to come stay at this home for free. John then went on to write several books about yoga, and soon dozens of students flocked to his yoga center, claiming that they were captivated by his personality. Rumors began to spread that John was actually running a cult. It was during this time that John became obsessed with a new hobby that he called aerotrekking, which is where you fly an ultralight aircraft low to the ground over rugged terrain, which is extremely dangerous. But John thrived on doing dangerous things. He soon began creating websites and ads to get other people interested in aerotrekking, and he even started a company that offered aerotrekking flights across the New Mexico desert. However, this
Damn, he's a businessman.
You see, John trained his 22-year-old nephew to be one of the pilots. But in 2006, his nephew crashed his plane into a remote canyon in Arizona and was killed. There was also a passenger on board named Robert who died as well. And since John owned the aerotrekking company, Robert's family wanted to sue John for $5 million in a wrongful death lawsuit. Now, at this point, paying $5 million would have been very doable for John. But of course, he certainly didn't want to pay. And in truth, this wasn't the first lawsuit someone had filed against him. John believed that his wealth made him a target. So instead of facing the courts, John decided to flee to the country of Belize, where his lawsuits in the United States would no longer
That's
be
so
valid.
dramatic.
Before he left, John made a big show of selling his assets, including his Colorado yoga retreat. He invited news crews to broadcast the auction of his aeroplanes, boats, and estate, and he told the reporters that he had lost most of his fortune. He was basically trying to convince the world he was going broke. It was only in later years John admitted that was a lie, and he was just trying to stop people suing him.
It's nobody's business. So the numbers that I throw out are numbers that I just randomly feel like throwing out. If the number 4 looks good today, I'll say I'm worth 4 million. You know, it's meaningless. Believe nothing I say when it comes to my work.
So he's super paranoid and on drugs, bro. That's not a good combination, I'm not gonna lie. That is not a good combination. And then, like, the fact that it's like I could tell he's a very charismatic person, because in order to be able to have that type of marketing skills and being able to reach that level of success, if you're trying to sell a product, whether it be you or anything else, you have to have a certain type of charisma, and that can often lead to accidentally forming cults at times. I've said it before. I basically sort of low-key, kinda, maybe, possibly formed a cult one time when I was young and in high school. It wasn't a crazy cult, but it was a cult nonetheless. when I was doing roleplay, fantasy roleplay, like Dungeons and Dragons roleplay, don't get weird about it. I had a group of people that were like die hard for me, you know. Still in touch with like maybe 2, but I it got a little crazy. Like, once I realized they were willing to do anything for me, I was like, nah, bro, I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna stop behaving this way. I'm gonna disband our community because this is too much. It got to the point where, like, if anyone tried to attack me, they were like, I'm gonna dox them, and I was like, no, you don't do that, you don't do that, you don't do that at all, please stop. Like, don't ever do that for me. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, that's not something I support. I don't support anybody doing that. I did not. Okay, I did not. But I've had people come up to me and say they'd be willing to do it for me. And I'm like, no, don't fucking do that. Just because I'm beefing with someone doesn't mean you should ever dox somebody. Like, no matter how much that person pisses you or me off, that's bad. you know? Day, how could you? This really is a cult. Guys, I just want to know why it's so easy to dox cult reflex leaders. Shut up! I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's an accident, guys. Sometimes you form a cult accidentally. Okay? Isn't that every VTuber's Discord? I don't know. I don't know how this works. But he had to be very charismatic. Pix, I used to be... Oh, Emlock, thank you so much for the 100 bits! Sweetie, you're so kind. Thank you so much. This isn't a cult? I don't know. Is it? His charisma is maxed out. Really? I don't listen to anyone other than my hubby. Pix, I used to be in sales. I made $180,000 for a non-profit charity in 5 months. You need charisma to do that stuff, but to keep it, you need maturity. Yeah, that's fair. All hail Pixie, stop! Stop it, don't hail me, don't worship me, please. Please do not. This guy is sounding like one of those 90s or 80s Japanese style cults. Oh yeah, they just said it, LMAO. I'm just waiting for him to say, I make the money, man, I run the game. Yeah. Pixie power! Oh my god. You are now Grand Wizard. Oh my god, guys. You guys are fucking dorks, bro. Oh no, it is bad. Shammies unite! Listen, please don't be a cult. Please. I can't be known. Like, literally, I've been known to be the person that accidentally creates cults. They're like, Day, you just get everyone so passionate. Like, everybody just wants to rally behind you. And I'm like, stop! That's not what I mean to inflict when I say things. You can't give me this much power. It goes to my big old head. It goes to my big ass head, bro. Oh my god. Day the Holy God Empress. No. I'm a spoiled brat. Give me 40,000, then I will join. Fair. I'm a simple man. I hear Pixie speak, my hand raises. Oh! I want that power. Quickly, brothers, drink the Kool-Aid. God damn it, guys. You guys are fucking dorks. I can't with you guys. Dummy. Am I just a big old dummy? Am I just a big old dum-dum? It's okay. I'm okay being dum-dum. If we were in Warhammer, you would be the head of Chaos Cult with no question. Are you serious? Are you for realsies? You think so? You think I'm capable of that? I mean, it's a short trip for power to go to your head. Fuck you. God damn it, Centimeter Defeater. Oh my god. It's alright, we all start cults like that time the rest of us did it. Listen! I don't know what's my issue. I didn't choose this life. I didn't choose to be a cult leader. Okay, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just an honest woman with honest goals, and I'm very passionate, and I speak my opinion. And if my opinion resonates with you, then you can stick around. And if it doesn't, then it's okay. I get it. Like, I don't know. Chaotic as you are, yeah, probably a Zinch cultist. God damn it. Day has that cult leader Riz. Bro, no! No! We recruit by handing out goodie bags of pixie dust. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, it's so bad. I didn't choose the cult life. Cult life chose me as the answer you give. Now we know the real reason she's able to grow so fast. Bro, listen! I'm not doing hypnotic brain trips. I'm not hypnotizing you to follow me. I'm totally not. Okay? But, you know, like, would a cult leader allow you to bully them? Would they? A bad cult leader. God damn it. I mean, I had simps in the past who tried to make me date them. They were jocks.
You're such a good girl.
Oh, stop! Oh my god! Emlock, thank you so much for the bits! Arr, 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 arr. Stop it! Stop saying I'm a good girl! Arr, 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 arr. Oh my god. No, wait. My family could probably hear me. This is bad. A masochistic cult leader would, so it fits. Don't mind the pixie dust. Shrooms and pixie dust. It's all coming together now. God damn it, guys! The greatest bottom cult leader to ever live. Stop! Stop it! I mean, I do remember going to Pixie's YouTube channel and seeing a bunch of numbers and flashing lights. After that, I'm just here now. You guys are fucking dorks, bro. You guys are making me sound worse than I am. Oh my god, FBI, did the pixie make you do it? No, she did not. We are just a fun group, not a cult. Exactly. I mean, there was a cult where a woman offered her body to her followers in order to punish the sin out of them, and her got pretty gnarly by the end. Bro, I'm not promising anything but laughter. That's all I'm promising to you guys, okay? All I can promise is maybe a hee-hee and a ha-ha here and there, okay? That's all I can offer. and random noises. Ugh. Emlock! Oh my god, you're giving so many bits today. Emlock, stop! I feel so bad. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. But please make sure that you're not spending more than you have to. I really, really appreciate it, though. Our cult marking would be a shroomy tattoo. Bro, I've low-key been thinking of getting a shroomy tattoo. I think that might be my first tattoo I get. So it's a Joker cult, noted. Stop! So you admit this is a cult with a promise of goods and goofs and noises. Stop! Would YouTube vids be considered hypnotizing propaganda? Okay, I'm done. We're going back to the video. I'm not the cult leader here that we should be talking about. We shouldn't be talking about me. We should be talking about John McAfee, okay? Did not expect to join a cult when finding you on YouTube yesterday. Nice. Oh, still Nemo, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not a cult leader. I promise. It's not like that. It's really not like that. Cult leader, she's getting the first making and the rest must follow. Stop. She's getting the first marking and the rest must follow. Stop, guys. Please. Cults are just simps after their mommy or daddy. Oh my god, classic straw man and deflection. Stop! I don't know, cult pixie day sounds pretty tight. Guys! This is not what I meant! I'm not a cult leader. Okay? I'm not. I'm just a simple girl with simple world. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Strangers pacing up and down the boulevard. You're not a cult leader? That's exactly what a cult leader would say. Day is deflecting and avoiding. You know, that's gonna be a clip of this, right? No! Please don't clip me! God damn it! Look, she even has cult songs. Stop! I bet a cult leader would be a VTuber. We having a clipping competition, y'all. We are. We are having a clipping competition. If anyone wants to get a free subscription to the channel for a month, clip your favorite moments of the stream, take that clip and post it on social media and tag me, and you would be entered. So far this month we've only had one submission, so unless anybody else joins, then I guess our one submission will get it. So you guys not even gonna try to compete with each other? Maybe the real cult was the pixie we met along the way. Exactly. Let us go back into this. Okay. I don't even remember. Okay.
Believe nothing I say when it comes to my work.
John moved to Belize and had the opportunity to retire and settle down in a tropical
Ooh.
paradise. He considered it the perfect society, as if you had enough money in Belize, you could buy anything or anyone who you wanted. And one of the first things John did was buy guns and computers for the local police, presumably to get them on side. John then spent the first few months snorkeling and relaxing on the beach with the many different girls he was simultaneously dating. However, John was always looking for his next business venture. And that would begin when he met a microbiologist from Harvard named Alison Adonisio.
Damn.
Alison was visiting Belize because she had heard about local healers using plant medicine. These plants contained a chemical which stops bacteria from spreading, and Alison was hoping to make a herbal antibiotic out of these plants.
Ooh.
When Alison met John in Belize, he loved the idea and offered to set up a lab in the middle of the Belize jungle for them to work on creating these plant-based antibiotics. It was such an exciting opportunity that Alison left behind her life in America and moved to Belize. However, very soon after the project began, John started inviting press to come to Belize to see the lab. Except this was too soon. Alison had nothing to show them yet. So John instructed her to put water with colored dye in beakers to make it appear as though they were making progress on some revolutionary new drug, even though they hadn't done anything yet. But John believed the media attention would help get more investors.
He is a clever bitch. He is a clever bastard, bro. He knows how to work the media. Oh, he's dangerous. Like on a real note, he's very dangerous. Like, this guy has genuinely way too much fucking power. Not plower. He has way too much power. Yeah, but it was also the 90s. Yeah, Lies and Deceit, Let's Go was dangerous. Yeah, was dangerous. The media does not know how it works. They know that, so they abuse it. Thank you for the head pats. Pretty sure he's dead now. God damn. Yeah, but it was also the 90s. Is it just me, or does this guy have a thing for student girls? He does. He has a thing for, like, very young women. Oh my god. He was... I don't know, man. This is genuinely very concerning. Like, look at bro. He doesn't even seem like he's all there. But he has a nice smile, and a nice smile is convincing enough to, like, make somebody, like, feel like they, you know, can trust him. If you have a good smile, people will tend to trust you more, you know? He has crazy eyes, yeah. He's a dangerous boy, kind of like me. Pixie, stop! Don't make it weird. Like, evil as fuck crazy eyes. Yeah, he does. He really does. Wakata la caca.
But John believed the media attention would help get more investors. Meanwhile, John hired over 100 locals to build a huge house for him. And at first, the Belizean locals absolutely loved John because he paid $45 per day, even though the average was just $25. However, it soon became clear that John was gaining more and more control over the local community.
Yeah, I mean,
John
he has
started
the
hiring
police.
bodyguards with criminal records.
Oh,
who were armed with guns
and he has
wearing
the
sunglasses
criminals?
and camouflage uniforms, like they were in the military. John called them his hitmen, and they were basically his own private army.
Oh,
Everybody I
shit.
hired was an ex-felon and had spent half of their life in prison.
John then began setting an 8 p.m. curfew for the local village of Carmelita. By 9 p.m., his group of bodyguards would drive through the town, checking for anyone who disobeyed him. Now, John claimed he was doing this to clean up the town, which was rampant with crime. But he never explained what he was doing, and many locals were left terrified, as well as the tourists who would unknowingly be walking on the beaches at night, only to see John walking the streets with a gun and armed guards. It felt like John had basically taken over the small village of Carmelita. John also had several vicious guard dogs that would roam freely on the beach, and there were multiple incidents of the dogs biting and attacking people. The neighbors would try to report these attacks to the police, but no official action was ever taken. Many locals suspected this was due to the police being paid off by John, as John had built them a police station and supplied them with weapons. Allison eventually decided that this was all too much for her.
He talked about taking over the Belizean government. He would talk about his hitmen.
Bro.
He would talk about how he could have people hurt or killed. And, honestly, I was scared.
So Allison confronted John about wanting to go home and abandon their jungle lab project. According to Allison, during this conversation, she said she had a headache. So John gave her 2 pills and a cup of orange juice.
Oh,
Soon
hell
after,
no.
Allison passed out. This is the next thing she remembers.
He was standing over me, naked. And I woke up the next morning, and I was sick. I was dry heaving, and I was dizzy, and I
Oh my
grabbed my clothes. I don't even remember taking them off.
Allison claims John drugged and assaulted her, and when she
Oh my god, bro, I wasn't expecting that. I'm not gonna lie, like, I knew this guy was a piece of shit, but I wasn't expecting that. Holy shit, like, I literally started fucking tearing up as she said that, because you could hear the fucking pain in her voice, bro. Oh, fuck this bitch. Fuck that motherfucker, bro. Oh! Like I already knew this guy wasn't a good person, like I could tell he was going in a really bad direction, but I wasn't like expecting it to get this bad so quickly. Like, yes, being a liar, being a deceiver is one thing, being a drug addict is another thing. But to cause fucking physical harm onto another person and to inflict that type of trauma is something that you can never undo. So fuck that. Oh my god, bro. I'm so fucking mad. Ugh. Remember the office thing was his idea. Dude was a degen. That's not even being a degen though. That's being a fucking piece of shit. There's a difference. Being a degen is being a fucking pervert. Being a fucking piece of shit criminal is this. So he finally found Diddy's idol. Exactly. By the way, Dave, the video is very quiet. Oh, is it really? Is it too quiet for you guys when we're playing it? We here at Tiny Pixie Day do not condone inciting violence, but we wouldn't cross the street to spit on evil people on fire. Exactly. It's good on my end. Okay, cool. Cool. Kink and rape are different. Exactly. Like, the thing that sucks too is this audio is fine. Okay, cool. The thing that sucks about this, I think the most for me too, is that the police are on his side because he's paying for them. The criminals are on his side because he's paying for them and allowing them to do whatever kind of crimes they want to people that disobey the bedtime or whatever the fuck, the lights out shit. Like, it's a fucked situation for all the people there. He was just running amok. And this is the one thing I hate about, like, people that have, like, this amount of money, right? I'm not even a person that would say, like, I hate rich people. I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I hate rich people. And that's something, like, I mean, it really just fucking depends on the person. Like, if you're a rich piece of shit who thinks that you can get away with everything because of your money, then fuck you. Like, if you are doing unspeakable amount of things that should never be done and getting away with crimes that shouldn't be allowed to be getting away with, then fuck you. You deserve the worst of fate and karma. And I fucking hate you, but if it's just like a really hardworking person who it just happens to get rich, like, fuck it, bro. They worked hard and they're still a good person. But what sucks is a lot of these millionaires, billionaires, they a lot of them feel untouchable, and when you feel untouchable as a human, you feel like you're looking down on everybody, and that makes you go to this place in your head where you do things that untouchable people can get away with. And that's fucking sick and disgusting and deplorable. And you deserve nothing but the worst. In fact, he did, if I remember correctly, he lost money multiple times but always found a way to make it back. Same with rich, insert vice here. Exactly. I don't hate rich people. I hate rich thieves. Exactly. This is the kind of dude that it doesn't matter that he is a millionaire or not. He was so charismatic, he could have done all of this starting from scratch. Yeah, exactly. Charisma is much more of a deadly weapon than a lot of people realize. When you look at people like Ted Bundy or Jeffrey Dahmer and stuff like that, you know, a lot of these people were able to get away with things because of how charismatic they were. And nobody would have, like, seen or understood that, you know, that they were doing all of these horrific crimes. It's really sad. Good night, Techie. Sweet dreams. Thank you for tuning in for a bit. I appreciate you. Weird. Maybe it's just a YouTube thing. You sound fine to me, Day, but the video you're reacting to is quite weird. Oh well. We'll check it. We'll check it in. Toss him in the wood chipper. Yeah, dude was probably best friends with Epstein, considering his mentality. Probably was. Yeah. That's so fucking bad, bro. Money is the solution for most problems and the answer to most evil equations. Money can be a blessing and the beginning of a curse. Yeah, I definitely think it depends on the person that obtains money. I don't think everybody deserves to be rich. I don't think everybody should be allowed that power, and I think a lot of rich people that are rich right now don't deserve the amount of money they have because of the terrible people they are. But there are a lot of terrible ways somebody can backstab and hurt other people in order to get money. And I think that's what's really... That's something that a lot of people miss. You know, when people are like, oh, how is so-and-so so successful? You don't know what kind of terrible shit they've done in order to receive that kind of money. Like, at the end of the day, are you willing to risk your morals to get to that type of... to get to that kind of wealth, you know? Me personally, fuck that. Never. I'd rather die. Not gonna lie, money does make people untouchable to a certain extent, unfortunately. Yeah. I mean, greed is terrible. Money and power corrupts all in the end, unfortunately, some more than others, yeah. You know, they still get conjugal visits in prison, right? Lady showed up till the end to sleep with these cult leader types. It's actually insane what level of reach they have just by being charismatic. Exactly, dude. Like, dude, Ted Bundy could have had like fucking 100 women. Bro, it's so bad. But at the same time, Pix, you don't get to that level without stepping on some toes no matter who you are. Yes. I don't know. I think there's an ethical way and there's a non-ethical way of getting higher in the hierarchy, I guess I should say. My gremlin in chat, I gotta tap out for the night. I would look forward to Wednesday. Bye, Snowman. Sweet dreams. Thank you so much for being here for a bit. I appreciate you. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you. Okay. Let's get back into it, guys. Let's go back. This is fucking terrible, though. I feel so bad for Allison.
Remember taking them off.
Allison claims John drugged and assaulted her, and when she returned to the United States, she immediately contacted the authorities. However, the US authorities had no jurisdiction in Belize, so the case never went any further.
That's
and
terrible.
John denies her story entirely.
Allison Adonicio, a mad woman. Well, she can claim whatever she likes. Never had sex with her, certainly never raped her. She seemed rational. She was not.
As for the lab they'd been running in the jungle, that would eventually get raided by Belizean authorities over suspicion John had been making meth there. They did find several chemicals they couldn't even identify, but nothing illegal, and no charges were filed. However, things would soon get darker. when John McAfee would find himself accused of murder.
Oh. Chapter 5.
John was paranoid of anyone trying to rob or kill him, which is why he paid for so much protection.
I have an officer living on my compound. It makes me feel safe. It makes me feel safer to know that all the criminals that might want to rob me know there's a policeman living there.
Yet somehow, despite all of this security, someone managed to break into John's house and steal from him. Word spread around the local community, and John heard that the robbery was committed by a man named David Middleton. Instead of reporting it to the police, it's alleged that John paid a group of men thousands of dollars to kidnap David from his home and make an example of him.
Oh shit.
One morning, John McAfee called me and he said, I need to chastise this guy to teach him a little respect. So John asked me if I could bring 3 guys up here, 3 bad, mean ass looking guy, to slap him up a little and tell him, be careful.
It's claimed they beat and tased David, then dropped him off in the middle of the street in front of multiple witnesses. David went to the hospital, but the beating had been so brutal that he slipped into a coma and died a few days later. Even though it was widely believed John was behind the attack, the police did nothing. However, pretty soon after, one of John's neighbors, an American named Greg Fall, wanted to try and stand up to John. Greg had come to Belize for a peaceful retirement, and he hated how John allowed his dogs to run freely on the beach and attack people. Greg had confronted John several times about how aggressive his dogs were, and how they'd bitten people just trying to walk along the beach. Eventually, Greg had had enough, and he threatened to poison the dogs if John didn't do anything to control them.
Aw, shit.
Shortly after this, John's dogs were poisoned. Since this happened so soon after the confrontation with Greg, John felt that only one person could be responsible.
When someone says they're going to poison your dogs, and the following day your dogs get poisoned, I don't think there's too many people that wouldn't have a thought in their mind about killing that person.
The very next day, Greg Fall was found dead with a gunshot wound to the head. And thus, John became the prime suspect in Greg Fall's murder and went on the run.
John McAfee.
Breaking news from Belize. John McAfee, who's been
John McAfee is a person of interest.
An American
tech mogul at the center of an international murder mystery.
Tonight, McAfee is being hunted for questioning in the murder of his neighbor.
But of course, John had a very different story.
Let me make this perfectly clear. I had nothing to do with the murder of Gregory Fall.
John claimed that in fact, he had hacked the Belize government and had proof of intense corruption. As a result, the Belize government had been trying to kill him, but shot his neighbor by mistake, and that's why John fled.
He's dead, yeah, they killed him.
Bro.
It spooked me out when I heard that. Oh my God. They were coming from me, they were sticking for me, they got the wrong house.
Now, where this gets even messier is that in 26...
The thing that sucks about this, right? The thing that sucks about this is he sounds confident. This man sounds fucking confident as fuck. Oh, it's ad time? Okay. I'm still gonna go on my tangent before I forget it, but we'll go back into it. He has a confident voice, right? So the thing about having a confident voice is people will believe you if you have enough confidence in your voice about things. You could be completely wrong. Okay, and I would say maybe this is why I'm a cult leader, like accidentally. I'm very confident in my way of speech. I know things, you know? So I say things with my full chest whenever I talk because I believe what I say and I say what I believe. But if he's lying through his teeth, right? And clearly he is, because come on, bro. Shooting the guy that said he was gonna poison your dogs and probably did poison your dogs. Yeah, that makes sense. You making this whole fucking story that the FBI and everyone was trying to get you framed and everything. That's insane. That's literal insanity. But because he's so confident about it, it's going to make a couple people kind of like be like, is that true? Is that serious? You know, it's gonna make them like second guess their opinions and their thoughts. You know what I mean? So it would be pretty bad that he was allowed to be in front of the newspapers and everything, rather than booking him and immediately pulling him in and getting him sat for questioning. I gotta go cook some dinner, so I am out. Gremlin in chat. Have a good night, and hopefully you see the stream Wednesday. Bye, Sanamir Defeater. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're accepting the cult leader role. I appreciate that. Shut up. Shut up. I'm being brainwashed right now by Day's confidence. God damn it, brain. Indeed. And don't get me started when a cardinal or a bishop gets murdered. That's a guarantee crusade right there. That's a lot of chess. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Woo! God damn it. You kill an American outside of the US, America will come after you and exact vengeance. Yeah. To be fair, if someone poisoned my dogs, I wouldn't be very nice myself. LOL, but judging his history, it's so much worse. Yeah, I would say, well, it's like, bro, get your dogs on a leash. I'm sorry, but if your dogs are out there causing mayhem and biting people, I'm sorry, either you handle your dogs or I'm gonna handle them. Like, and that's fair. I personally think that that's fair. Like, bro, get your dogs on a leash, period. If you know your dogs are violent, get them on a leash. That is the only thing I can say, because if it hurts a kid, like, imagine if it hurt a kid, bro. That's where it's like it gets real serious, you know? Because if one of these dogs bit a kid, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'd probably do the same thing. It is very weird to think about American life is serious than other countries' civilians. Like, a drug cartel kidnapped 2 Americans and killed them, and they instantly knew they messed up, and the drug cartel flat out killed them and throw them in a ditch with a note saying these 3 were the ones who killed the Americans. Yeah. Right. Hi, Raul. Welcome, cutie. It's so weird. Ethics are the enemy of success. Yeah. Wait, did the ad break? Is the ad break over? Hold on. I need to double check. Bink, 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 bink. Yes. Oh, headpads. Thank you. Okay. Let me go back here. Oh, shit. God damn it. I hate having one monitor. God damn it. I didn't get an ad. Weird. You didn't get an ad because Captain gave you a sub, so you're subscribed to me. You were gifted a subscription. So when you subscribe, you get no ads. You get no ads. Raul? No, Raul. Yes. Yeah. Fair. Thing is, most dogs are not bad dogs. They're either badly trained and bred to be aggressive. So if you can't train them to behave, don't own one. Exactly. That's exactly my point. The behavior of a dog typically isn't the dog itself. It reflects the owner. So it's sad, don't get me wrong, but if dogs do get super aggressive with just random people and it gets very out of control and out of hand and no one's putting a stop to it, sometimes you gotta take matters into your own hands at times. Know what I mean? Okay, let's keep it going.
Well, for me, then it's sticking for me. They got the wrong house.
Now, where this gets even messier is that in 2016, Showtime released a documentary about this called Gringo, The Dangerous Life of John McAfee.
Really? Gringo?
In that, several former employees of John's gave interviews where they openly talk about John paying for hitmen and make it seem pretty clear-cut that John was responsible for the murder of Greg Fall. But after this, some of those exact same employees appeared on John McAfee's YouTube channel, saying that Showtime had paid them to say those statements and that they were untrue. So now those same people were claiming John was innocent.
Oh.
He would never, ever hire or kill someone.
Of course, John could be paying them.
Oh,
and either
shit.
way, they're clearly unreliable sources if they're willing to claim two entirely different stories.
Yeah.
So it's all a little blurry, and even John's girlfriend at the time wasn't sure.
When anyone asks me, do you think John killed his neighbor? My response is, I don't know.
So whilst it's all extremely suspicious, there were never any charges. So we can't say definitively what happened the night of Greg Fall's murder. What we do know is that as soon as John heard that the police wanted to question him as a suspect in Greg's death, he immediately went on the run. It was time for him to leave Belize and never look back.
John McAfee is a wanted man.
The once Silicon Valley golden boy is now in hiding somewhere in Central America.
John was very deliberate in his efforts to avoid the police. He started wearing disguises, dyed his hair, and dressed like an old man. He'd walk around with a walking stick and even pretend he'd had a stroke. But instead of going on the run in secret, John immediately invited two reporters from Vice News to be with him while he was on the run. He felt this would help him get his side of the story across and maybe provide some extra protection. He also just thought it would be entertaining content.
This
and
motherfucker,
sure enough,
bro.
this footage would later become the Netflix documentary
Running with the Devil?
The Wild World of John McAfee. John explained to the reporters his view that this was all one big setup by the Belizean government to put him in jail and assassinate him. And so after hiding in a sand bunker for hours, John managed to escape to the neighboring country of Guatemala by illegally crossing the border by boat. Once he was out of Belize, John thought he was going to be safe. But then something quite ridiculous happened. The reporters from Vice he'd invited to join him on the run uploaded their interview with John to the internet. However, this included a photo they'd taken which contained their exact GPS location in the metadata.
Metadata gives the file authenticity, but a part of that metadata is also geolocations. The geodata was on the image, and they gave our GPS coordinates.
So John was supposed to be hiding in Guatemala, and yet now the entire world knew the exact coordinates of where he was. It didn't take long for the authorities to find him. In fact, all kinds of people showed up.
Guys with submachine guns, the literal equivalent of the FBI. Here's Interpol. Here's a guy with a DEA jacket on.
John was surrounded, and so he did what anyone would do in that situation. He, started playing the flute?
What the fuck?
Since the Vice reporters were there with John, they captured video footage of his arrest.
John, where are you going?
To jail.
Since John was in Guatemala illegally, Interpol wanted to send John back to Belize for questioning about Greg's death. However, John's lawyer informed him that he could file an appeal at 3 p.m. That was hours away, so John somehow needed to buy a little more time. So John faked a heart attack.
You faked the heart attack.
Sure, I faked it. What would you have done?
John was rushed to hospital.
He
and then once
admits
3
to,
p.m. rolled
oh my
around,
god.
John suddenly said he was feeling much better. But because the appeal was now filed, they couldn't just send him back to Belize. So Guatemalan authorities deported him back to the United States instead, which is exactly what John wanted. Just like that, John McAfee was a free man. He was still wanted in Belize for questioning, but since he hadn't been officially charged with any crime, he was able to live his life normally back in the US.
This smart ass conniving bitch, bro. Holy I don't like him. I don't like him at all, bro. This guy is fucking dangerous. This guy should not have been allowed anywhere on the streets, bro. And also, fuck those journalists. Like, I'm happy that they are the reason he got caught, but also fuck them for going in for a quick paycheck. Like, why were they so willing to fucking be there and film with him knowing he's a criminal? They just wanted the fucking content. And that's where I'm like, some of these fucking people, bro, don't have fucking ethics or morals or anything. They just want a quick buck. This is an anime villain, dude. Yeah, deadass. Anime villains wish they could be him. One slip up and he would be a dead man. Yeah, that just proves you are guilty, hiding away, trying your hardest to not get caught. So dumb, but very smart. But same time, he's an idiot. He wasn't the one who posted it, though. You know? He probably knew about it, he wasn't expecting them to post it, most likely. So I don't think he would be that stupid to be aware of it and allow them to post it. They probably got paid really, really well. That doesn't matter. To me, money will never, like, be what makes me question my moral. Like, I won't pick money over morals, personally. At least that's me. You know, I'm sure, like, don't get me wrong, if somebody offered me $2 billion for a picture of my feet, I mean, fuck it, we ball. You know? Fuck it, we ball. We ball. I would sell my morals a little bit for that. Yeah, that's $2 billion for feet pics. But, like, that would be the, like, most I would be willing to do. Let's see. I bet he had, like, VIP benefits in jail. Her price is $2 billion, Mr. Musk. $2 billion is $2 billion. You've done worse for less. Exactly. Exactly. It'd be cheaper for pics, but hey. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Oh my god. Okay, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. These motherfuckers. Doink. Doink.
McAfee was a free man. He was still wanted in Belize for questioning, but since he hadn't been officially charged with any crime, he was able to live his life normally back in the US. Which led some to question, had John McAfee just gotten away with murder? Hey guys,
yes.
I know some of you have been asking when my YouTube course will be ready. It's been in the works for about a year now, as I wanted to make sure it's the best on the market by far. And the good news is, it's now in the final stages. So if you're interested in learning everything
okay, Alexa, how to make $2 billion. God damn it, slow.
A channel, building a team, and how to make lots of money from it, then just click the course link in the description below.
Back to the USA, Chapter 7.
Once John McAfee was sent back to the USA in December of 2012, it didn't take long for him to settle into his new life. On literally his first day back in Miami, he met a prostitute 38 years younger than him, who would soon become his third wife. He then started his own YouTube channel, and his very first upload was called How to Uninstall McAfee Antivirus. In the video, he shows himself surrounded by women, snorting bath salts, and just generally acting like a madman.
What the
fuck? This was meant to be a parody of what the media was making him out to be, but many would argue it was pretty accurate.
15 years ago, I had some beautiful software and they took it over. I don't know what they did. It was like the time I hired that Bangkok prostitute to do my taxes while I fucked my accountant. It was terrible.
It was clear John still had a talent for manipulating the media and getting attention. He soon started getting lots of news coverage as a security expert, where he warned of the cyber threats
marketing
the US
manager,
was facing.
fucking
In fact, when you googled him,
boss,
you no longer saw that he was
level
suspected of murder.
5,000.
He had successfully rebranded himself, and he even grew a decent following on Twitter. His fans loved his bold opinions and wild takes. He became so popular, in fact, that in 2016, John McAfee decided to run for president of the United States.
Is it official? Are you running for president?
Can't believe
Have you
this.
filed the papers to run for president?
I filed the papers on Tuesday. I'm officially running, yes ma'am.
Then in 2017, John started promoting cryptocurrencies as a way to avoid paying tax. He would promote an altcoin on his Twitter, and then once people invested and the price went up, he'd cash out. It was a pump and dump scheme, and according to the Department of Justice, John personally made over $2 million from this. Shortly
Bro,
after,
you're already rich! You're already rich! How much more money do you need? You sack of shit! Oh my fucking god, bro! Oh my god. How the fuck are you this rich? You get away with fucking murder, bro. You're allowed to fucking run for presidency. And you're still scamming people. We're cooked. We are motherfucking cooked, bro. We are cooked. We are fucking cooked, dude. I can't. Hookers and blow are expensive, Day. Shut up! Psst, psst. Day, it is called greed. Yeah, I'm aware, but that... Oh my god, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. Like, rather than spending all this money on drugs, you could be spending it on animation, bro. Like... Dude, if I was given $1 million, I'd make the best fucking anime of all time. I'd make a fucking dope-ass anime. I'm so angry. I'm so mad. There's so much better ways to spend your money. Give me your money so I can spend it. Fuck, you're doing it wrong. Stop snorting it and start giving. Pig's trying to exploit her Ada for $2 million. Fuck it. Why not? Now I wish we have a government agency that kills bastards like him. Exactly. Day, you're not allowed to add tentacles and beastmen to the anime. That's fine. Listen, if I ever make an anime, it's not going to be a sus anime. It's actually going to be quite serious if I'm being honest. Guys, I don't deserve to be in the fucking jar. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this! God damn it! God damn it! Speaking of animations, what happened to that simp dude who had that hotel animation done? I don't know. Last I heard, he was in debt. Who would buy a pixie in a jar? Grabs pixie jar and runs away. I am building pixie coin. You can trust me. Please buy it. Bro, stop. Please never buy a coin of mine. I mean, well... Not like a crypto coin. I wouldn't do a crypto coin, but okay, fine, fair. I deserve that. Fine. I'll shut up. Faded to obscurity. Bro went into debt for a self-insert hentai that wasn't even good. Yeah, bro. That was bad. That was really bad. There were so much better ways to do things. She thought about it. Don't do it, Pixie. No, that's not what I meant. I wasn't going to invest in crypto. What I was going to say was, like, imagine if I made, like, a gold coin. Like, just like a gold coin and when it was me. It was me in the center. And I'm like, hi! You know, that'd be kind of cute. That would be cute. Not like a... Like, I'm talking about, like, a physical coin with, like, something like that. Pix, can we officially put McAfee in a jar and put him in the place that one dude? Yes. A Mario coin. It would be cute indeed. Thank you, Pixie coin. That sounds like a soul coin. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe you just have to buy it with your soul. Okay. I'm sorry. Let's continue. I'm sorry.
John personally made over $2 million from this. Shortly after, Greg Fall's family sued John McAfee for his wrongful death. Technically, John was still wanted for questioning in Belize about Greg's death, but because John had fled the country, the criminal charges against him weren't pursued. So now Greg Fall's family was seeking civil action using the American court system. However, John never responded or showed up to court. This meant that the judge decided he should pay $25 million in damages by default. John publicly responded on his Twitter to say that he had been sued dozens of times and owes well over $200 million in total, but he claimed he didn't have any money to give them. In reality, John was still a multi-millionaire, but he was hiding his money in shell companies. And eventually, this would all catch up with John. When he picked a battle he couldn't win, the IRS.
Oh shit.
See, John had publicly stated that he hadn't paid any taxes in 8 years. Firstly,
don't say that! Don't admit that, bro! They'll come for your neck!
As he'd already paid tens of millions in taxes already and felt he received nothing in return.
I have not paid taxes for 8 years. I've made
nobody will find you or fight you more than the IRS will.
I'm not filing a return. I have no intention of doing so. Come and find me.
Of course,
they did.
This couldn't last forever without facing the consequences.
Oh shit. You dumb motherfucker.
Before we get to the next chapter,
I hope they fucking
time and money
beat the shit out of you.
Sponsor, ShipStation. ShipStation
it's a
integrates
sponsor.
everywhere you sell online, including Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, and more.
Here comes the
ShipStation
real
then makes
last
it easy
boss,
to automate
exactly.
shipping tasks and manage
Also,
your
hi
business's orders in
Seko.
one
It's
simple
been a bit.
dashboard.
How are you,
can print
cutie?
shipping labels,
The
compare
IRS
rates, organize
is
every
the one
shipment,
thing
and
nobody
automate
will
delivery
never ever escape, LMAO.
And
Yeah.
when you use ShipStation, you get discounts up to 89%
The number of
off
times
USPS and
that
UPS
evil
rates.
bastards
So
get
as
sent
your
to
business
prison
grows, you could
by
be
the
saving
IRS is
thousands on shipping
ridiculous. Al
costs.
Capone being
ShipStation
a
has been
prime
big supporter
example.
of Magnate Media
Yeah,
for a while
dude.
now, and I know a
The
lot of you guys
IRS
have
is
already
no
started
joke.
using it
They're
and
like,
been
nah,
saving
bro.
money
You
on
think
all
you
your
got money? We have
shipments.
more.
However, if you've been on the fence about joining,
They're
now is the
so
perfect
fucking
time to check
scary.
ShipStation out, as you can get a 30-day free trial if you use my link in the description.
There are
No
only
matter where you
things.
sell or how
There
you
are only
ship,
two
make this year
things
your most
for
profitable
certain
one
in
yet
life:
with
death
ShipStation.
and taxes.
Go to
Yeah.
shipstation.com/magnates to sign up for your free 30-day trial today. That's shipstation.com/magnates.
ShipStation. Okay, hold on. Wait a second. Day, you're distributing soul coins and you say you're not a cult leader. No, she admitted to being a small one earlier. Yeah. I'm not too sure if you heard about Greyhound incident of a Filipino man took a Canadian man's life and ate him on the bus, and he got away. He pleaded insanity and he got away with it. Yeah, I have. Aggressive knocking. IRS, open up. The truth is, evading taxes only lands you in level 1 prison, and inmates there can still leave the ground and go eat McDonald's and shit, and some are allowed to go to work, a normal job, and just come back to jail after. Hopefully he went to a higher tier. Yeah, I've never heard of that before, to be honest. My uncle was in jail before for other reasons, so I only know of his experience in that. But I don't know how that works. Yeah, what kind of jail is that? Like, I've never heard of that before. That was pretty brutal. That guy ate somebody and got away with it. Yeah, that was psycho. That was psycho. I remember learning about that a few years ago. Okay. Okay, you guys ready? How many people do you know that have been in jail? The ex, the uncle. I mean, my second cousin as well. So he's my dad's cousin. My mom, my dad. Who else? Who else has been in jail? I almost went to jail. Day, please. Are you part of a mafia? No, I'm not part of a mafia. Oh my god. I am not part of the mafia. Does a jar count? It's very low tier for wealthy and very simple offenders like tax fraud. Yeah. Day knows an ex-con that's kind of cool. Jar is pixie jail. No wonder she added it. I'm so not messing with you. What? I'm not messing. I'm not part of a mafia. If Pix says me, I'm done. Oh, my dad went to jail, and I am not talking about a small one. It was a penitentiary with real criminals. It's called the Winnipeg jail, and Winnipeg is quite wild. Okay, let me explain. I was a rebellious kid when I was young. And I stole money from my parents. Okay, nobody else, but from my parents, and I tried to run away. So because of that, they were going, they were, when the cops found me, cause I fucking hitchhiked to a different city, like 2 cities. When they eventually found me, the cops told me, or told my parents, like, oh, you could send her to jail if you want. And they were like, no, we're not going to send our own daughter to jail. So they didn't. So that's how I almost ended up in jail. Day, where's my 50 cents? God damn it. 50 pics. Give you a permanent residence, he said. Yeah, she's gonna gather her family mafia and massage my brain with lead. No! Pic's trying to run away and start a cult with $23 and a mint from mom's purse. No, deadass, I like ran away with I think like $200. All I had was $200, and I think I used like $50 for a taxi at one point. You've lived too many lives already, genuinely. But like, my parents, they only went to jail for like a night. Like my dad probably for drinking, you know, when he was young, like in college and shit like that. My mom, I don't even remember what she did. I think she got into a fight. So it wasn't anything that crazy. Many shrooms wish death upon me. See day flying and you gonna see. My dad just got arrested because he was beating up his girlfriend and not following the restraining order. Ooh. Then why is it so easy to bully you? You should be so much scarier. That's what I'm told. You know, my family is very strong. Like they're like, I'm just the softie of the family, I guess you could say. I'm the softie. To be fair though, like me and my siblings, my brothers, we're all pretty good kids. Don't get me wrong, I'm a scrapper. I'll scrap up with you if I have to. But I'm not like anything crazy. Pix, you have wings, why taxi? Why not fly? I couldn't fly at the time. I didn't know how. She would be if she didn't like it. We bully with consent. Exactly. Like, I could be a bitch. I choose not to be a bitch. That's the way I should say it. You know, it's so funny, Brain, that you're like tripping out this heavy because Jim reacted the same way when I told him. He was like, are you part of the mafia? You and Vunder are definitely part of your individual mafia for real. Yeah, it's the Latino lifestyle. You know, it's the Hispanic lifestyle, man. So. Do I know anyone else that's went to jail? Oh, my other uncle? Yeah, my other uncle went to jail a lot. My ex-aunt. She got divorced, so she's not an aunt anymore. Jail is scary where I am. See, but there's jail and there's prison. I don't know that many people that have went to prison. The people that went to prison is probably my second cousin and my uncle. And that's it. That's scary. Jail is like the soft tier here. Yeah, prison is a real deal. Yeah, exactly. My godfather was a cop, a captain actually, and graduated from Quantico. Ooh. I have an uncle who actually sold drugs and taught me how to tie a dime bag. God damn. Oh, I use them interchangeably. Yeah, no, they're two separate things here. So jail is like if you're too drunk and stuff like that, you know, and you go to jail. And prison is like you're locked up. Like you're locked up. Like you ain't getting out. Like you have a sentence, you know? Gotta go. Good night, Day. Good night, everyone. Good night, Mlock. Sweet dreams. Why do y'all know so many criminals? Bro, it's just, it's like that. It's just like that. I don't know. To be fair, they're better now. They're not that bad. My second cousin, he's an absolute sweetie. Why is this just something you guys are okay with? I don't know. I grew up around it, bruh. I don't know what to tell you. My uncle was in and out of jail, went to prison once. Yeah, my uncle was in and out of prison quite often. And my second cousin was like in and out of prison. You know how many times I went to jail or prison? 0. Jail is where small offenders go for simple shit. Prison is where Pix locks people up in her basement. I feel like I'm going insane. It's not that bad, Brady. I mean, it is. Obviously, you shouldn't want to go to prison. Please don't do anything that will get you sent to prison or jail. But you know, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has these days. Oh my god. Get a hold of yourself, man. You can't be a grand wizard losing your cool like this. I was a little bitch about crime. I still think about the chocolate bar I stole when I was 9. Yeah, no, I would be the worst criminal, to be fair. Fucking modded. Yeah. I am no grand wizard. You must be a grand wizard. Okay, we are getting off topic. Let's finish up this video and then we can talk about all this. Let's finish this up. Let's wrap it up. I'm so sorry, editor Sama. I'm sorry, we're having conversations. Okay.
Magnates.
Blah, blah, blah. Chapter 8, final chapter. Conspiracy.
In 2020, John fled from the United States again. This
God
time
damn.
because the IRS was pursuing him for not paying his taxes.
Yeah.
He got on board a yacht that he'd bought from the Wolf of Wall Street, filled it with guns, alcohol and drugs, and set sail. He was once again on the run, but this time from American authorities. However, that didn't stop him from running a campaign for the 2020 US presidency.
Are you kidding me, bro?
Silence me. I will not allow that. I am running my campaign in exile on this boat for the duration.
For almost 2 years, John sailed around the world. Once again,
He
wore
got
various
away with this for
disguises,
2 years,
although
bro.
He would randomly just tell people who he was, and even take selfies with them.
John McAfee, I use you for my
Yes, for your antivirus, yes, ma'am.
But on October 6th, 2020, John was found and arrested by authorities.
Damn,
in
this was
Spain.
pretty recently.
In video footage of him in jail, John tried to explain his way out of the situation by claiming he had insider knowledge about corruption in the IRS. However, in June 2021, the Spanish National Court approved his extradition back to America to face his tax evasion charges. John was 75 at this point and knew he would spend the rest of his life in jail. And so, just hours later, John hanged himself in his prison cell.
Shit.
Computer software entrepreneur John McAfee has been found dead in a prison in Barcelona. Just hours earlier, a Spanish court agreed to extradite him to the United States to face tax evasion charges.
However, even though it was confirmed as a suicide in the autopsy, John's wife Janice claims that he would never have taken his own life, and instead blamed US authorities for his death.
John McAfee was not suicidal. I spoke with him a few hours before he was found dead.
Yeah.
This sparked theories that John had been murdered, especially
It wouldn't
because 2
surprise
years
me if he
before his
was
death,
murdered.
John posted on Twitter, "If I suicide myself, I didn't. I was whacked." He even got a tattoo that said whacked and started a cryptocurrency with the same name. On top of that,
shit.
after his death, there was a post on his Instagram account with simply the letter Q. Soon after, the account was deleted, sparking even more conspiracy theories. And in yet another twist, in the Netflix documentary released after his death, one of John's ex-girlfriends claimed he paid people to fake his death and is actually still alive. Although there is no evidence of this at all. The documentary also had another big claim though, as there's a recording of John saying that when he was younger, he got sick of his father's abuse and did something about it, suggesting John killed his own father and just made it look like a suicide. And this is the problem. There are so many wild claims and theories about John that establishing what's true is difficult. If all the allegations against John are true, he is responsible for the death of at least 3 different people and was an incredibly dangerous and violent man. But on the other hand, none of these were proven, and many believe John was set up and is actually a hero for trying to expose corruption.
By the end of May, I had every computer wired in the government, and I'm listening. I'm in your office. I'm hearing everything you're saying. They didn't anticipate. They forgot who I was.
Oh.
I can get inside your computer and screw with you. And so that's what I did.
He's terrifying,
But
bro.
did John actually have all these documents of corruption that he claimed? John had promised that if he died, there was a dead man's switch, where all the terabytes of damning information he had on government corruption would be released. But so far at least, nothing has come out. Now, on this channel, I never try to take sides, and instead just present the information. And with this story, I highly recommend looking into it more yourself to draw your own conclusions. All I will say is that I think it's clear John was extremely smart, but he was also definitely paranoid and regularly using drugs. It's also clear he was good at manipulating the media, which only makes it even harder to figure out the truth. What's undeniable is that there are very few people with a life as insane as John McAfee, and so we really can't be surprised that even after his death, he's left behind a legacy of chaos. As for McAfee's company, it was purchased by Intel in 2011 for $7.6 billion and is now valued at around $14 billion.
God
It continues to be one of the most popular antivirus softwares and is still used by millions of people to this very day.
Yeah, I
now,
think
if you
it's
enjoyed
on
this
my
story,
computer, to be
there is one
honest.
specific video I recommend you watch next, which is the insane true story of the world's biggest online black market, Silk Road, aka the most illegal business in the world. Just like McAfee, this story is so bizarre it feels like a Hollywood movie. So just click here to check it out now, and I'll see you there.
Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you for the video. Nice. See, hold on. Let's go to my room. Let's go to my room. I think, like, he was a very dangerous man. And there's something that, like, my dad says, like, often. You can't bullshit a bullshitter. When you... I would say me and my dad have this natural type of, I would say, charisma about us. Like I said, I speak very confidently a lot of the time. I don't really stutter and shit like that. And my dad's very much the same way. I very much got it from him. But when you're like that, you know, you can see when people are fucking lying about shit like this, when they think they know things, but they don't, you know? And he was able to use that type of fucking bullshittery to manipulate everybody and everything, and he got away with so much. It wouldn't surprise me that he like turned out to be murdered. He probably knew way too much, and somebody probably wanted him gone, to be fair. So I don't doubt that, but at the same time, he had everything in order where he wanted his legacy to live on, and honestly, that's kind of terrifying that people to this day still, like, are wondering about the conspiracy theory, because that means, like, his name continues on even after him. Day confirmed con artist. I bet her VTuber model isn't even real. Oh my god. So Day is a bullshitter, huh? Listen, I'm a bullshitter, but I don't use my powers for bad. I just, like, you know, if somebody were to ask me a question that I don't know about, I would pull something out of my ass to hopefully get a good answer for. There's no way he's not dead, to be honest. There's no way he could stay alive and stay silent from the media and the light on him. Dude couldn't be away from fame. Yeah, he was very vain in that sense and wanted to show off his luxury and riches, I would say. That sounds like something a bullshitter would say. I don't know. You tell me. I don't use my powers for bad. Cult leader day. Shut up! You guys are never gonna leave this alone, bro. Oh my god, I shouldn't have said shit. What a wild story. Yeah. I don't know about all that. Usually the government likes to run their own programs and software, making sure no one else sees their files or secrets. Yeah, but if he's that good with a computer, hackers are hackers, bro. Millions of people who don't realize it's owned by scammers and have the worst model. Maybe I need to try harder and bullshit more often. Dude, same. And I decide what is bad. He started a cult twice. Twice. Was it only twice? Hold on. Well, I mean, technically, possibly 3 times. Happy to catch you live. I've been binging your YouTube stuff. You're hilarious with great commentary. Oh my gosh, Multi-Boss, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Oh my god, that's such an honor. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's so nice to meet you. I'm glad you enjoy it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it so much. Davey, like, I decide what is good and bad. Can we get some kind of cult redeem? LOL, I'd pay for that for sure. Twice is a concerning number of cats to own. 2 cults is enough for me to ask you to step into the interrogation room. There's a cult out there that is still worshiping her and she doesn't even know. Maybe. A lot of the times when I realized I made a cult, I would just fade away into darkness and be like, oh, that was bad. What do you mean 3? I mean, 1 is an accident, 2 is a coincidence, 3 is a pattern. Listen, first one was the roleplay thing, right? The Dungeons and Dragons thing. The second one was probably when I had a bunch of K-pop stans fighting for me. And I knew I was probably in a bad situation when, again, somebody said they would dox someone else for me. And I said, no, we're not doing that here. And 3, I mean, if you count this as a cult, then technically 3. But welcome to the cult! Welcome to the cult, Moldy Boss! Day is definitely a culter, bro! I am a mod for a cultist! LMAO Day starts a cult and is like, I'm a head out! I think we need to add that no cult to list in Discord tonight. Probably! We should probably add that one in. I am guilty by association. No! I'm sorry. You have become you have been one of the people that will help me lead the cult. You are one of my loyalists of shroomies. Y'all, I'm not going to jail. You're not going to jail, bro. I don't do anything crazy. I'm a very convincing, charismatic person. What can I say? What can I say? Correct. Cult leaders go to prison. Bro, I'm not going to prison either. We gotta get off the grid. Stop. If I had a nickel for every time I was inducted into a cult by an anime woman, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird it happens. Oh my god. Sure you are, little Miss Wacko. Gather your weapons. Brain, this is what I mean. We need to stop getting weapons. This is gonna turn us into an actual cult. We don't commit violence. As a cult, we here at Tiny Pixie Day do not incite violence. In fact, we intend to just bunker up and stay in our houses. Okay? That's all we do. That's all we do. 1 for joining the cult of Pixie, or 2 for the cult not being real. Get off the grid like a cult would. Y'all, if Pix goes to prison, we all go. We follow our... Stop! Oh my god! The rifle is for self-defense, of course. Okay, I think we need to end the stream soon. Chat is going, look... If I am no longer on the side of the law, I will lean in. I will go full cultist. Guys, no, this is what I'm saying. We can't do this. Please do not end up like the other 2 cults of mine. No acts of violence, guys. No. We will be a good cult. We will lead the fellow cults by example. Oh my god. The FBI is gonna be watching me after this. Holy shit. The fact you have others as reference is concerning. I'm aware. No government will hold the Pixie cult. Flamethrower. Yes, until the reporters come. I can tell from this that the Hell's Reach reaction is going to be wild. Oh, absolutely. We are nothing but wild here. Just make sure to pay your taxes and we will be fine. Yeah, okay. I'll pay them. And we need to do silencing. Stop! We don't need to silence anybody! Oh my god! What are you guys signing me up for? You see, this is what I say. I'm technically the leader, but I'm not taking charge. Everybody else takes charge for me and tries committing acts of violence on their own. Like, it's always a dedicated follower that's just like, we will commit atrocities in your name, Day. We will commit atrocities in your name, Day. And I'm like, I didn't ask for that. And they're like, you don't have to. We know what you want. Pix is gonna just randomly disappear from Twitch and come back as a new model under the name Hug Pixie Day. For real. See, this is why you are a good cultist. Religious exemption. I will slowly going to close the door and walk away. Fair enough. It was nice to meet you. It was nice to meet you too. Good plan. Do not silence anyone. Wink, wink. Stop. Fairy Day when? Little Fairy Day. I rebrand as that. Little Fairy Day. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Fun fact, there is a cult in Russia that worship Gadget from Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Why? Why do they do that? Also, thank you so much, Dino, for the bits. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. You are contractually obligated by chatting. What? Too late? Oh my god. Brain, you can't force people to stay in the chat. You can't do that. Legally distinct day. Oh my god. Elon disappear. How did that happen? Wink for the pixie. Stop! Guys, we can't force people to join the shroomies. Speaking of Russia and 40K, and the Orthodox Church is giving 40K purity seals to their soldiers in Ukraine. I don't know what that means. You made it too late by admitting you are a cult leader, and we are now criminals. We aren't criminals unless we commit criminal acts. We have done nothing but laughed. We have done nothing yet. Okay? And even then, why would we... if we were planning on criminal acts, why would we do this live? That makes no logical sense. That's kind of stupid. We do not do this. Force, there is no one forcing anyone here. Merely a strongly backed suggestion. Oh my god. There we go again with the French. We again. I only speak American. Yet, you say. Johnny Somali disagrees. Johnny Somali is going to jail for 31 years, bro. I don't think we should take advice from him. Where do we sign up for the cult dating app? Oh my god. We are just a fun group of people. We are not kidnapping people. The pixie cult will never do that. Wink. Stop. We don't kidnap I mean, well, I am a pixie. So, I mean, technically I got you here because of a fade trap. I'm not making this sound any better. I don't think I'm pleading my case the way I should be. Day and the leaders are the only options. Purity seals are wax sealed paper on armor and weapons that are blessed by the church and give strength to the soldiers. Oh, okay. Supposedly, but it actually works in 40K. Ooh. Purity seals? We don't do that here. We do degen seals here. Oh my god, you guys are dorks. Okay, but I will say that is probably all I got in the gas chamber, because I'm pretty fucking tired. So I think we will be wrapping up stream here. YouTube, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I'm gonna end YouTube right now.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Bye, YouTube. Bye bye. Bye, cuties. For us, thank you for the head pats. For us, we will be doing a raid. So we'll find somebody to raid. But thank you guys so much for everything. It's been fun. I love being stupid with you guys. We will. I didn't want this to be caught on YouTube, but we will be growing the cult as quickly as possible. So make sure you tell your friends to join the cult, and everything like that. Make sure you tell them to join the cult. They must join. They must join us. They must join our brethren. Let's see who we could go into. There's quite a bit of people. I've rated all of these people pretty recently, so let me find somebody.
You're such a.
Oh my god, bro! I was not expecting that. Hi, Riker. Hi. Good night, everybody. Sweet dreams. I'm just looking for someone to raid into. If you guys have to dip, I understand. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Good night, sweet dreams, cuties. Let me find someone. I'm looking for someone, guys. Give me a second. Last night never happened. That sounds weird. Let's go into Pandawa. I don't know who they are, but we're gonna go into them. So you guys be nice and behave. Alrighty? Came in at the end. Sorry, Riker. Sorry. Good night, everybody. Good night, my pixie cult. I love ya. Sweet dreams. Pledge your alliance to the shroomies. Bye, derp. Bye-bye.